Okay, as you find yourself seated or lying down in a comfortable position, remember all those other times what it was like to be relaxed. Begin by focusing, by taking a deep, relaxing breath. That's right, and as you exhale, imagine you're exhaling out the tension. Inhaling relaxation and focus. As you exhale out strain and stress. And it's normal for part of your mind to always be aware of outside noises and different things it might hear. And that's okay. Because another part of your mind knows they're not really important. And so they can just drift to the back of your mind. And you can feel reassured knowing that if at any point your attention is needed, you'll immediately be alert and able to attend to it. And so knowing that there's really nothing that needs your attention right now, you can decide to let go. That's right, let go as you relax more and more. And one of my favorite exercises for letting go of tension and stress is simply raise one of your hands up into the air. Well, you can lower it a little bit and put it straight out in front of you. There you go. And make a fist. That's right, and you can make that fist tight enough that you really feel it, but not so tight that it hurts. And as you're holding it out there, you can imagine that at those tight muscles in your fist, all of the tension, all of the strain, all of the worry in your whole body and mind is being focused in that fist. And you know it could be true because you could probably feel either your fingers or your nails digging into the palm of your hand. You can start to feel how heavy that hand and that arm can become. And just imagine it's absorbing all of the tension from your whole body. And you can already maybe be anticipating how nice it's going to feel, how relaxing it'll be when you decide to let it go. That's right. And whenever you feel like you're ready to really let go, you can start by simply opening your fist and imagining that tension and that strain and that stress and that worry sinking deep, deep into the earth. That's right, as you let it go. And then allowing your hand to drift down, knowing that as it touches your thigh, you'll be even more relaxed, even more at ease, even more comfortable. Very good. And that's an exercise you can use anytime you need to. And maybe right now you can see yourself doing that before you study, before you go to class, before you take a test. Because what it has is the amazing ability to release the tension and to focus our concentration. And that's what we're doing. We're really focusing on what's important. And another great way that we can do that is by using our imagination. And by allowing yourself to bring up that mental image of the beach or any relaxing place that you want to go to. That maybe right now you can feel yourself back at the beach, hearing the waves, feeling the sun beating on your skin, and yet maybe there's a gentle breeze that keeps you at the perfect temperature. And all the relaxing, soothing feelings of being at the beach come rushing back to you right now, as you allow yourself to mentally explore, noticing the colors and the textures, and the different sensations and aspects that make this place so relaxing. And you can notice, as you focus your attention, that it's possible to become physically relaxed. That your body maybe feels heavier and heavier, as if you're sinking down into the chair. And some people like to imagine that they're in an elevator. And maybe right now the beach scene drifts away, and you imagine yourself stepping into an elevator. And as the door closes, you look up and see that little black square that the new elevators have with different numbers. And with every number that goes down, you might notice that you're on 10 right now. With every number that it goes down, you can wonder how much more and more relaxed can you feel. As that 10 changes to 9, maybe you imagine the elevator gently shifting down, or maybe it's one of those super fancy elevators where you don't feel anything at all. But we know to believe in the computers, and so when you see it change to 8, you know you've gone down lower, into 7, even deeper, feeling more and more relaxed, and 6, sinking down lower and lower, and 5, being halfway down but twice as relaxed, and 4, as you go down, 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 and 3, as it changes to 2, knowing you're getting close to the bottom, and wondering how much more relaxed you'll feel when you get there. And 2, and 1, feeling so relaxed, with every breath feeling more and more calm. That's right. More and more at ease. More and more relaxed. And you can feel proud and confident knowing that you've allowed yourself to enter this restful and beneficial state when it seems maybe almost easy, to get in touch with that deep reserve, that deep well of resources that are always within you, always available whenever you need them. And it can feel good knowing that they're there, and knowing that you've allowed yourself a couple minutes to reconnect. To reconnect your mind with your body and your mind with your soul and your spirit, and with all the resources and strengths that are always within yourself. And one of the things we've talked a lot about since you've been coming is different ways to deal with different emotions. And one of the things that I know, and I think that you probably know too, is that emotions come and go, but they're always transient, like a change in the weather, inevitably shifting, never constant. And I wonder if you'd allow yourself to have an opportunity right now to have a different way of attending to these changing feelings. But it's a skill we can learn right now about experiencing the inevitable ebb and flow of emotions without being engulfed or overwhelmed. Simply allowing our feelings to come and to change. So let's go to a place of peaceful detachment right now. And you can look forward to experiencing emotions, to standing back and watching your feelings, as our goal is helping you to be a kind of silent witness to your feelings, observing your emotions without reactivity or judgment, simply the knowledge that just as they came, they will go, and that you don't have to control them, and they don't have to control you. So for now, let's take just a moment or two to notice what it feels like to be calm and detached. Just letting your mind become focused as you watch the developing stillness in your mind. And that stillness will come sooner or later if you watch your mind, watch your feelings, and just attend. And now I'd like you to elicit a time when you were experiencing that fear of public speaking that you had talked about earlier today. Knowing that it's okay to let that feeling come back, as we'll make it go away. And when you can identify that feeling, just raise a finger so that I'll know that you're there. Good, very good. And I want you to amplify that feeling, increase it. Really allow that nervousness, the fear of being judged, of making a mistake in front of other people, of not being able to find the words that you want to convey the knowledge that you know you know. Just allow that to come up and to build. And it's perfectly okay to let it come up right now in here, because they are going to go away in a few minutes. And so take all the time you need to remember a time when you were triggered, when you felt that feeling very, very intensely. Allow yourself to bring up the details of where you were, what you were wearing. That's right, let yourself experience that time again, right now. Good, you're doing very well. And now, Santosh, I want you to step back and simply observe, watch that feeling without judgment, without self-criticism or self-contempt for feeling that way. Instead, with acceptance, just acknowledging that it's a feeling, that it's okay to have it. As you release the judgment, like a detached observer, like a scientist observing an interesting phenomenon. Just becoming aware and sensitive, and little by little, you get better at creating a space in which the way you react, your reactivity settles down. And I'm not sure when you'll notice that shift. When you'll be able to detach a little bit further. But I'm sure as you practice, as you stand back and just let the feeling be, the feeling will inevitably soften and become less important. But you'll probably notice at some point it peaks, and then it begins to go down, getting easier and easier, softer and softer. Okay, now I'm going to teach you another, kind of a second part to this exercise. And that what we did is called mindfulness, where you just notice what your feelings are. And that you constantly remind yourself that feelings, if they're left alone, but are observed, they'll go up and they'll go down and they'll go away. But sometimes we cling and we hold on to our feelings. We feed them, we make them bigger, and sometimes we try and squash our feelings. Neither of those two work very well, because they keep coming back. what this does is it gives it its day, its moment, kind of like a thunderstorm. Sometimes you notice the beginning rain as it trickles in, and you can go in your house and you can turn on music, but you have to give the thunderstorm its time. That it's gonna come through. It might be loud, might be inconvenient, but it always goes away. And that's exactly what our feelings are like. And so I'm going to have you once again imagine yourself giving that speech and let those feelings of nervousness come in. Allow yourself to feel those feelings of worry. And when you feel like you've got, once again, not judging, not feeding, just simply observing them. Almost like you can step out of your body and watch from above, like they do on TV and cartoons and that. And that you can watch yourself feel the feelings, but you don't really have to. And once you feel like you've given those feelings that moment, their time, okay, I felt nervous now. What I want you to do is take in a deep breath and just acknowledge I feel my anxiousness, or I feel my nervousness, whatever that word is, whatever that feeling is. We're going to do that 3 times. So as you inhale, I feel my, and you get to fill in the blank. Just allowing yourself to feel it. And one more time, I feel my feeling. Very good. And this time we're going to breathe through it. So inhale, I breathe through my nervousness, knowing that breathing makes everything better. I breathe through my nervousness, knowing that one of the first things our body does when we get very anxious is we do stop breathing. And by simply allowing ourselves to take deep breaths, I breathe through my nervousness. Almost always has a calming effect. And this last time we're going to remind ourselves, I am more than my nervousness, which is always true. We are always more than one feeling. I am more than my nervousness. That's right, I am more than my feelings. And that can be a very gentle way of reminding yourself that it's okay to feel the feelings, it's okay to have them. And it's even good to give them their moment or two. And then it's good to remind ourselves that they go away. And there's so many different situations in life when we're going to need those reminders. And just as you're feeling the calm now, you know that that can be a tool that you use anytime you need it. So many different techniques to allow the feelings to come. And when our feelings get out of our way, it opens the door for all the information we know to come out. And I know there's lots of different analogies for the brain. I kind of think of it like my computer. But there's all those folders with all the different files in there. And that sometimes it can be really frustrating when you know there's a file and you can't remember which folder you put it in. You can't find it. And sometimes our feelings can be a block like that. And so you can remind yourself that simply by taking a deep breath and releasing, by giving your feelings their moment when they need it, that it's kind of like the secret key that unlocks all those files, all those folders, and lets out all that information exactly at the right time when you need it. And so maybe right now you can imagine sitting and taking a test and feeling that feeling. That there's information in there that's not getting out. And allowing yourself that moment of taking a deep breath, maybe visualizing your beach, and remembering all the work you've put in, both in studying and allowing your unconscious mind, your greatest ally, to get on your side. I sometimes like to imagine there's a big gate in our brain, and that if we just open that gate, we can allow all the power of the unconscious mind to come out. And a deep, relaxing breath is the way that we can open that door. And so maybe you can see yourself being perplexed by a question, closing your eyes for just a second during the exam. That's right, taking in that deep cleansing breath and believing that the correct answer will come from all of that knowledge that you have in there. Because the reality is you have studied a lot, and you're going to study more. And there is a wealth of information inside all those files and folders, probably everything you need to know to not only pass, but to ace that exam. And doesn't it feel good to know that now you have some tools to get it out? Just as you're going to be able to relax yourself before you have to give a presentation. And you probably won't even have to think about it. But you'll just allow your unconscious mind to go through all the things we've talked about. And when you need it most, that deep breath, maybe a tightening of a fist to remind you of letting go, relaxing. And in its place will be all that confidence and pride in yourself for all of the things you have accomplished. And every time you listen to this recording, these exercises will become easier and easier until they are truly automatic. You won't even have to think about doing them, although you can always choose to if you want to. Just like you can always choose to remember everything that we talk about. And now knowing that you'll be able to allow your feelings their moment without judging them. That by achieving the mindfulness, the detached observer, you'll notice something incredibly powerful. That your feelings come and your feelings go, and you get to choose which ones you react to. And that every time you listen to this recording or you practice your self-hypnosis, it'll be easier to get to a state this deep or even deeper. And now knowing that you can come back whenever you need to, getting ready to wake up. And I'm going to count from 1 to 10. And when I do, you'll wake up feeling fully rested and fine, as if you've had a very restful time in sleep. Unless you're listening to this before bed, then you'll do what you need to do before drifting off to a deep, peaceful sleep that'll last the entire night. And now getting ready to wake up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.